Jasmine was only 14 when she started to face problems. Walking became painful. She quickly realized something was wrong, and her activities and movements started to become limited.
It took 4 long years of appointments, questions, and frustration before she finally got an answer: a rare, early onset form of Parkinson's disease.
By the time she was 20, medications weren't enough. Her symptoms escalated. That's when she needed surgery. A deep brain stimulator implanted to restore some mobility.
But that wasn't the end. Parkinson's also slowed her digestive system, leading to gastroparesis. She had to start using a feeding tube, and that's when a whole new set of problems began.
Her feeding tube leaked. It irritated her skin. It had to be replaced regularly. Each change was painful, expensive, and stressful. The design hadn't improved in over 30 years.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our ePatient Jasmine Sturr is a 30-year-old medical chemist who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease as a teenager and later developed severe GI dysmotility. She requires a feeding tube for daily nutrition. In our interview, Jasmine shared how feeding tube discomfort, leakage, and complexity made it hard to coordinate care, and she expressed her desire of a reliable, comfort feeding system that better supports daily life.
After the interview, the first thing is that how might we improve the comfort and ease use of our feeding tubes? And this is because that feeding tube designs haven't been updated since the 90s, individual or more overall, and feeding tube need to be designed to be more comfortable and last longer. So this is something we can build on. The second is how might we make it easier for patients with multiple health issues to put all their healthcare teams in one place? And she said that how patients interact with healthcare or to help patients understand how to report and track their symptoms. That was one of the things that we can improve on. And she also said that her biggest issue is maintenance and the bigger aspect of her care.
We started with 3 main ideas based on Jasmine's story. First, we focused on redesigning the feeding tube. Jasmine told us hers was uncomfortable and outdated. It hasn't been improved since the 1980s. So we aimed to make it more modern, comfortable, and functional. Our second idea was a healthcare app. Managing multiple doctors and chronic conditions has left Jasmine burnt out, so we envisioned an app to help patients track appointments, symptoms, and care plans all in one place. Lastly, we proposed a VR experience to train patients on using complex medical devices. For people like Jasmine, it could make learning safer, less intimidating, and reduce user error.
After exploring several ideas to support people with juvenile onset Parkinson's disease and GI dysmotility, we ultimately chose to move forward with our redesigned G-tube system based on 3 key rationales: direct patient care, feasibility, and impact. First, the G-tube redesign directly addressed Jasmine's biggest challenges: leakage, skin damage, and dislodgement. Second, this direction aligned with our team's strengths in designing and building 3D models using digital tools, making it feasible to prototype and present without advanced coding or animation. Finally, G-tube complications affect thousands. Our redesign offers scalable, modern, and patient-centered features that go beyond one case, aiming to improve comfort, safety, and dignity for many.
After talking to Jasmine about our feeding tube design, we got a lot of feedback from her. Some cons were that we didn't really address the mechanism that would hold the tube to the body from the inside, and we also didn't address what mechanism would be sticking out of the body when not in use, or the overall functionality of all these components when they're put together. To address this, we added a soft PTFE-coated dome to anchor the tube internally, and a flexible TPU outer layer to reduce shifting and clogging. Externally, we replaced bulky arms with an optional fabric magnetic stabilizer to limit mechanisms sticking out of the body. We also refined the modular neck for better fit, added magnetic quick disconnects, leak-absorbing pads, and a skin-safe adhesive base, all creating a more comfortable and low-maintenance system.
So, in regard to our design features, we chose to have 7 features for the modified gastrostomy tube. First, we have the modular tube neck, which is a telescoping low-profile neck with compressible TPU segments and snap-on spacers. It's adjusted to individual anatomy. Second, we have the internal dome with a PTFE lumen powder. It anchors the system inside the stomach or jejunum wall and features a PTFE-coated spiral for dual feeding and venting. while promoting smooth flow, preventing clogs, and supporting slow-rate infusions. Third, we have magnetic breakaway couplers, which are inspired by MagSafe and attached near the port or mid-tube detachment. And fourth, we have the leak guard pad slot, which is a snap-in ring around the external tube base, holding antimicrobial SAP pads that expand with moisture and change color when saturated. Fifth, we have the skin barrier phalange base, which is a breathable adhesive disc made of silicone sitting underneath the neck. Microchannel vents reduce irritation and friction, promoting long-term comfort. Sixth, we have the low-profile external ports, which are color-coded tethered caps for feeding, flushing, and venting. And lastly, we have the external stabilizer kit. It's an optional flexible anchor using magnetic clips, Velcro loops, and adhesive pads to secure tubing, which offers soft, customizable tube stabilization without rigid arms, improving comfort and mobility.